Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today I'm going to be answering some of your questions. I put a post on my community tab and I asked all of you to give me some clue as to what you want me to read on because, it's our channel. This is something that we do together. I don't want to be talking to myself. That would be really bad. Sorry that it's been a bit over a week here. I have had real problems with my internet. And so I finally threw in the towel and said, I am going with a whole new provider. And so Saturday they came in. There's still a little bit more to do. Why they didn't believe me that in a house this size, particularly with the types of walls that we have in a house that's from the 1700s, you have to have extenders and boosters. And so no problem. I can still hook straight up into the Ethernet. So it's not a problem. I go right into the router, but it really doesn't reach like my brother's side of the house, upstairs, all of that. So sorry about that. And I had to reschedule on my poor members. So tonight I'm channeling Archangel Shamuel, whom I love. I told you in the last angel class, you're getting a new angel class tonight too, working with the angels. The story about my earrings and how Archangel Shamuel helped me to find my earrings after 6 weeks. Literally found them sitting on my living room floor because, Shamuel's known for two things. One, helping people find things, and two, things like unconditional love and world peace and, all those beautiful heartfelt emotions. So we're doing that tonight, and the Angel Tarot, where I pick 25, just randomly, I pick 25 people, and I take out the Angel Tarot and I read their questions. And if at the end of this video, hopefully I'll have time to do the 3-card pull, okay? So let's get to it. Lots of great questions, and they're very diverse, which I like. So Cindy wants to know, because she comes from a long line of firefighters, apparently, how is the summer wildfire season in California going to be? So I thought we would pull some cards. First of all, I don't think you have to be psychic to predict that there's going to be some wildfires, right? That's just something that we know. So the question, I think, becomes to what extent? And let's see what the cards have to say about the extent of the wildfires. It seems like every year they go a little bit further and a little bit further and last a little bit longer. Okay, so first card that I get is the 7 of Wands. So it's going to be a battle. But, hopefully the Californians aren't going to be like this character all alone. So they're going to need to reach out and get some help. Oh, jeepers. Okay. Here's the obstacle. It's going to create that tower moment. It's going to be difficult. So California is really going to have to come up with a real serious long-term plan. So 5 of Pentacles. This is kind of, when I was shuffling, what I was seeing was houses. And so, it really shouldn't even get near the houses, in my opinion, but I know that it is, and I know that's causing so much damage. But yeah, it's getting to the houses, and it's going to cause a lot of brokenheartedness. So swift moving. So, this is a card of swift action. So that gives me 2 thoughts. One, well, fire spreads like wildfire, right? Like that saying, spreads like wildfire. It's going to spread like wildfire, right? So that's really difficult, but it also makes me feel like the response will be swift. And it's because they're going to be doing a lot of planning, coming up with strategies, really figuring out how to deal with this. Okay. So, I'm sorry that the cards weren't a bit more positive, Cindy. But they are pretty clear, aren't they? It's going to be really a difficult summer. Now, is it going to get the whole state? No, of course not. But I think those regions that are prone are going to have issues. Suzanne asks, could I give any information on Brittney Griner's detention in a Russian jail? So if you're not familiar with Brittney Griner, she's a member of the NCAA. She's a basketball player with the Phoenix Mercury. And when I looked her up, just to see a little information about her, because I didn't really know a lot of her personal information, she's 31 and she is a whole 6'9". She's close to 7 feet tall. So no wonder she's such a good basketball player. But the charges to me seem a bit trumped up. I know she had cannabis oil in like a vape cartridge, which in Russia means a 10-year jail sentence. But honestly, I think that this is more of a humanitarian issue. She is someone who is very outspoken and a major contributor in the LGBTQ community. She is quite outspoken, and we know that Russia has that policy of don't say gay. So that's actually what I think that this is truly about. I think they're making an example out of her. So let's see what the cards have to say. I think they're going to keep her alive and well, and I'll tell you why, because they can use her as a bargaining chip. So take that for however you want, but I think she's more of a pawn. I don't think that the timing was accidental. I really don't. It happened right at the beginning of all of this with Ukraine. So in that sense, I think she will not be horribly mistreated. But of course, how well is anyone treated in a Russian jail? I mean, it's a Russian jail. But I think she will be safe because she's a pawn. That's how I unfortunately view her. I don't think there's anything fair and balanced. And, I'm not seeing the justice card when I see her arrest. That was very unjust. Okay, so this is something that there's going to be legal proceedings with. So it's not going to just be stagnant. Things are going to move forward. Now, he is upright. That gives me some hope. If he was reversed, I'd be a bit more concerned, but he is upright. When he's upright, he is fair and just. He is moral. He's ethical. Okay, the sword of truth here is double-sided to show all of that. But he's also a judge. He is someone that would pursue a legal case. So it's not over. It's not over. The obstacle, okay, so hopes and dreams, the star card, hopes and dreams not coming true because it's in the obstacle position. Yeah, I'm sure she's feeling quite a lot of despair. I'm sure she's not feeling like that whole beautiful feeling that you get when you pull the star card, like when you wish upon a star. Yeah, her dreams are not coming true right now. So I think, plus this is also one of my 2 cards for the U.S. And I think this has a bit to do with the fact that she is a U.S. citizen. I don't think that this is an accident, like I said. Russia is coming up with plots and plans and strategies, and they're trying to figure things out. But also we are too, I believe. But honestly, it should be getting more press. I understand the situation with Ukraine is very serious. However, we can multitask. We can hear more than one story at once. But, I want to hear more about what our politicians are doing for her. And do the Republicans really care, or are they siding with Putin with all of this? The whole don't say gay thing. But ultimately, she's leaving. So I don't think she's going to be there for the whole 10 years. I would be shocked if she even made it to a year. I don't think it's going to last that long. So, here her back is turned. She's going to smoother water. So I think things are going to improve for her. But I think probably like most of you, I want to hear more about what's going on with her and what our politicians are doing, our diplomats and all those people. Elizabeth asks, 45 just got a $100 million loan from Axos Bank. It's a bank in San Diego, and it's owned by, or the president anyways of it, is a very staunch Republican who is a big 45 supporter. And she wants to know, will he lose this money as well? Well, the thing is, he just paid off the $100 million loan. He just paid it off. It was for one of the Trump towers. he just paid it off and he just took out another one. So it's not like as shocking as you may think, because he just got rid of it, but not really. He just took out an extension, really. In my opinion, it's sort of like, it's not like he didn't have this loan, say, a week before he had gotten this loan. It's just another $100 million loan to him. You know, for us, I know that sounds a lot, but I think to him, yeah, you know, whatever. Easy come, easy go. Do I think he's going to keep it? Well, he's not very good at keeping money, is he? Historically, that's not been his strong point. So let's see. How's he going to do with this $100 million loan? He needs to buy himself a new plane is what I think, right? After all those plane troubles. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so unusual cards here. So the first card, he's not getting the support that you think. Here he is, the Hermit. So, okay, yes, he has like this one guy who's willing to help him out. But he has the collateral. He still has the whole Trump Tower and all of that. So, I mean, how big of a deal is it really? I wouldn't put more into that $100 million loan than what's necessary. He paid it off and then he just took out another one for the same amount. But this shows me he does not have the support that he once had. The obstacle is, first of all, it may not have been that easy for him to get it. I'm going to say he was denied again and again and again. There was too many conflicts of interest, too many different opinions and all of that. And so it wasn't easy for him to get, first of all. And second of all, he's very conflicted about what to do with this money. He hasn't quite figured it out. His game plan is not as strong as it could be, which leads me to the next card, which is he's still trying to figure things out. Two of Wands. He's, you know, holding the earth in his hands like, okay, what do I do next? What do I do with it? So it seems like he took out the money a little bit more on a whim than with a staunch, sturdy, concrete plan. He took it out and was like, all right, well, I got this money. It's a nice little safety net, I guess, but he doesn't seem to have a firm plan. Like I said, these cards are very strange. So, okay, the Death card. I think he is trying to keep himself afloat. I don't think that this is a literal death, but it's the death of his political career. It's the death of his finances, the way he knew them. It's the death of him getting support. And he's really out in the dark. Here he is, the Moon. And not just out in the dark because, you know, you don't see things clearly by moonlight, but disillusionment is the other meaning of this card. And so he's a bit disillusioned about what he actually can do with this money. He may have some grandiose plans in the back of his mind, but I don't think anything's coming to fruition. You know, it just sort of is what it is. You know, he's just trying to keep like trotting along, but it's not pretty, is it? Some of you have been asking me about Annie, and I just wanted to say she's stable. You know, she's always going to have those 2 viruses, but we do the medications every day, and you know, she plays. Oh my goodness. We opened up the sun porch the other day because it's starting to warm up a little bit here in New England. You know, like this is just one sweater. I don't have layers underneath it. So it's starting to get nice. The other day it was in the 60s and it's going to warm up again. And so, you know, so she's been enjoying life and playing, and she's still eating and drinking and being a little love bug. You know, she's my snuggle bug. So she's doing really well. And so is Maggie. So I know you guys ask me and I always forget to comment on that. Okay. Samantha asks, what are positive things we in the US can look forward to for the rest of 2022? Well, you know, here's the thing. We're so concentrating on like the doom and gloom aspect that we're forgetting about all the good and wonderful things that are happening in the world, not just in the US, but everywhere. You know, people are still getting married. Babies are still getting born. People are graduating from every grade, high school, college, getting master's degrees, PhDs, MDs. Good things are still happening, but they don't sell, do they? It's like that saying with that horrible saying that I hate with the news, if it bleeds, it leads, right? So we always leave out all those good things. So let's see what the cards have to say, because I know that there are so many good things. Like, we are heading towards fourth density. We are. And for those of you who watch my Ra channelings, you know why all of this is happening. The Ra lay it out so clearly. We have to have these challenges, which are opportunities for us to be of service to others. Look at how many people are now of service to others with the refugee crisis. People that maybe wouldn't have been before. So we are going towards this time where we are living more from our hearts. But it's a lot of turmoil in between. There's a lot of negativity in between, but it's temporary. What's long lasting, what is infinite, what is permanent, are things like peace, love, and harmony. That's our true nature. That's where we came from. That's where we're going back to. So please keep that in mind, as and it's okay to watch a little bit of the news. I watch a little bit, but after 15, 20 minutes, it just loops anyways. You don't want to dwell in that energy, because it does leave out all the good. So make sure that, you're putting good things into yourself. Good conversations, good food, good drinks, good information, Okay, so what is the positive things we can look for in the U.S.? Because I think 2022 is a year where we do a lot of purging. We get rid of all these negative people and negative situations, negative circumstances. I've been working with Archangel Shamuel. She's been talking extensively to me about this, that we're getting rid of what no longer serves us so that we can emerge and really allow for the good to come in. But you have to get rid of the bad to let in the good. So okay. Oh, see, look at the first card, the Magician card, the card of new beginnings, the card of using your control, okay? Because there's two cards in the deck that talk about control, the Chariot and the Magician. So using your own personal power, right? A lot of that comes from your throat chakra. And using your authenticity, but using your personal power to manifest that reality which you desire. So I think this is going to be a time where we start to really understand the law of attraction and put it to use. Where we start to say, you know what, I'm not settling for this anymore. I want this. And, where your attention goes is where your energy goes. And that's what you manifest. The obstacle is, now when he comes up as an obstacle, it can oftentimes mean that you are overthinking and overanalyzing. So not being mindful. I think this is a good year to practice mindfulness, to meditate, to consciously do things, consciously go for a walk and observe your surroundings. Eat without multitasking. If you're going to do an activity, do an activity. Don't do 50 things at once. And so get out of your heads a bit and stop it with the what ifs, okay? The next card is the card of drastic change. Okay, so that's what I've been saying. I've been seeing a lot of doing like my readings for my clients. Oh, and by the way, I know people are still impersonating people on YouTube. I saw a channeler actually just say the other day, the only way that you can have a session with me is by going to my website. Same thing with me, because it's happened to me 3 times. The only way you're going to get a reading from me is to go to my website. If not, it's not me. And I'll never personally contact you. So, it's dianeaquarius.com. That's the only way to get a reading with me. So a time of drastic change where people really start living their truth. So this is Ace of Swords, right? So aces are new beginnings. So this is a year of new beginnings. And Ace of Swords, is really about, to me, I always correlate it to the throat chakra, speaking your truth, living your truth, being genuine and authentic, feeling empowered. And look, families coming back together. So even though I know the pandemic's not over and I don't see it being over anytime soon, it's not going to always be as drastic as it was in 2020. It's going to be much more manageable. You know, we've done this before and it seems to be weakening, but at the same time, you know, we're going to figure things out. And this is families coming together, 10 of Pentacles. This is the only card that has 3 generations of a family on it, even the family dogs. So people coming together. So I think that this is all positive. Lots of good stuff coming. And here's the thing, I know that I would get so many more subscribers if I tried scaring you and if I tried to be, you know, instilling fear into you, because I know fear sells. We see that again and again. Look at all those QAnoners that have, you know, social media sites. They make tons of money. They have tons of subscribers because fear sells. But if it's not real and it's not there, I think, you know, as a reader, I have to be honest with you. But if there's nothing to be that fearful about, then why instill fear into people just to get more subscribers? I really have such a problem with that. Jayashree asks, when can we have an end to 45 and his cronies? Oh, it's so past due, isn't it? And by the way that I pick which ones I'm going to read on is by how many likes they get. So, you know, most of these got many, many likes. That's why I picked these, because, you know, somebody put it and then everybody just liked those comments. So that's how I choose which ones I read on. I think we have another good solid year of 45 shenanigans. You know, the wheels of justice are turning slowly. But you know, they are turning. And that's the thing that to remember. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Justice is coming. I know it's not coming as fast as we want it. I get it. But you know what? You don't want it to go faster because you don't want loopholes. This is a person that loves loopholes. Don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. So when can we have an end? Like I always tell you, there's going to be a point when you get so sick of just seeing trial after trial with him. So there's a bit of a wait, you know. In this card, 4 of Swords, nothing's happening. This character is at a standstill. He is just laying flat. So that tells me it's not going to happen anytime soon. And what's the obstacle? The card of change. So we have to put up with him. I see about another year of all this nonsense. But I mean, the court dates are going to start. I mean, they already have. Why some of them don't get more publicized, I don't know. But I mean, some of the stuff is already going on. And we're really going to be, oh, this is interesting. We're really going to be hearing a lot about his relationships, Page of Cups, with other people, things that he has done with others. Opportunities that he had taken with other people. And my guy is just chiming in and saying, remember, this is the false knight. And so, yeah, so we're going to be hearing a lot about some of these things that he did that are not very savory. You have to remember, you know, the prosecutors know things that we don't. And that's what you have to remember. But this is also a card of opportunity. I always look at this chalice as being full. It's upright. And so there'll be more opportunities to get him out and, you know, in jail, prosecuted. He is going to have a huge tower moment. It's coming. You know, I don't know if you have to be psychic to predict that. I mean, we're seeing the demise of another human being. It's just slow, but it's a slow demise. And here he is just like fighting for his life by himself. You get the card of a ruthless battle, an abuse of power, right? He did abuse his power. And there he is standing there asking, was it worth it? Followed by a card that I've gotten for him so often. A card of sin, a card of greed. a card of chaining oneself down, a card of chaining oneself to the devil himself. And so, yeah, it's going to happen, Jayashree, but it's not happening that fast, is it? It's a little bit slow. But, you know, like I said, this is a man that loves his loopholes, and I think they're just trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. Key of Love asks, will Zelensky survive this? And an awful lot of you I saw, you know, liked that comment. So I don't do death predictions because you write exit points into your chart. It's up to you whether you use an individual exit point or not. But why don't we just take a look at Zelensky? I've always felt good about him. I think he's doing a great job. I think he's going to continue to do a good job. I have not seen him in any serious peril. Take that for what it's worth. I'm trying to choose my words carefully, okay? And don't write to me saying, but he had assassination attempts. Yes, but they were attempts, but they didn't work, did they? So I feel good about him, even though, yeah, you know, he's in a tough situation, isn't he? Oh, cards are jumpy with him. Okay. Okay, so lots and lots of emotions here. You know, Queen of Cups, lots and lots of emotions. I am sure he's feeling all sorts of emotions. I mean, how could he not? I think we're all feeling rather emotional. And the obstacle is there is some disillusionment. There is some, you know, nonsense going on with all of this, I think. You know, Russia, well, I shouldn't say Russia because it's not Russia. It's actually Putin. This is just Putin's war. It's not the Russian people's war. Is just, he's dealing with a madman. And, you know, I think this is representing Vlad, because at this point, you know, Putin has just descended into madness. He's lost his mind. And so his obstacle is that he's trying to deal with this madman. However, he gets the card of stability, 4 of Pentacles. You know, 4s are very stable. It takes 4 corners to make the foundation of a house. So, yeah, and Pentacles are very grounded. You know, they're down to earth. And then eventually a return to how things used to be. You know, there's like some nostalgia with this card and reminiscing, but it is a return to how things used to be. So once again, as you can see, no ominous cards, and that's what I continue to get for Zelensky, is that, you know, he's going to persevere. But like I said, I don't like doing death predictions because it really is up to the person. I mean, if he really wants out of this situation at the soul level, he can do that. Okay, so last question before I do the 3-card pull. Vivian wants to know, will there be a student loan forgiveness of $10,000 this year? So yeah, I know a lot of people are really, you know, concerned about that. So let's look at student loan forgiveness for this year. My intuition is saying I'm not feeling it for 2022 because there's so much else going on. I feel like in the list of priorities with all the nonsense that's going on and the craziness and the turmoil, it's sort of like down here, even though for so many people it would change their lives, wouldn't it? You know, the student loans are keeping them basically like imprisoned, you know, but I think where there's just so many other big things going on, it's going to get pushed to the side temporarily. It is a big issue. It's an important issue. They can't push it to the side forever. Okay. Because it's just crushing some people, lots of people. Okay. So interesting. So the first card is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant can represent the government, but he also represents doing things the way they've always been done. He is a traditionalist. He is a conformist. So this is not a card of change. This is a pretty stable, sturdy card that things are going to keep going the way they are. The obstacle, the Temperance card, balance and harmony, doing things in moderation, that sort of thing. You know, you want this card to come up in the outcome, not in the obstacle position. So no balance and harmony for these folks. But once again, the government's going to look at it because so many people are juggling their finances, aren't they? You know, the Two of Pentacles, they're sitting there juggling their finances. But I think it's going to go back and forth for a while, but I don't see it this year. I wish I did, Vivian and everybody else, but I just don't. I'm going to shuffle the Archangel deck. This is by Radley Valentine. And I will let the universe pick the 3 cards. And as I'm shuffling, just center yourself and take a deep breath. And just ask the universe, ask spirit, ask the divine, what do I need to know today? What do I need to know today? And I'm just going to take the top 3 cards. Okay, so focus on the cards. And intuitively, your gut instinct, are you drawn to 1, 2, or 3? Don't think about it. Okay, here we go. Card number 1. Page of Ariel. It's this pretty pink card. And it says, an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. So if there's been a class, a workshop, a seminar, a course, something that you've been putting off, this is the time, okay? This is the time for you to pursue some further education. Card number 2 is actually one of my favorites. It's 10 of Michael. I love this card in this deck. And it says, a situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. So it's like one phase of your life is ending and now a brand new phase, a new cycle is coming into being. And so I love that card because it's letting in the new. And then 4 of Gabriel. Time for a celebration. Abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. Yeah, so if there's like anything that's toxic or negative in your life, this is the time to set yourself free, which is what I've been getting a lot in readings with my clients, that this is the year that they really let go of toxic people and toxic situations. So yeah, time for celebration, abundant rewards for hard work. Yeah, great cards, right? So, all right, everyone, please remember to like, comment, share, check out my membership. And I will see you in a couple of days, probably on Saturday, okay? All right, bye, everyone.